Hi, welcome to 5-Minute Financials with Jack Driscoll. Invest 5 minutes of your time with me to improve your financial well-being. Let's get into a little bit of this where we set up individual taxes and we have all these itemized deductions. We've worked so hard year after year to keep track of, and starting 2018, you probably will no longer see the benefit. So watch your tax returns next year. Keep the records this year as you always do. Give them to your tax advisor next year as you always do. But all the tax advisors every year are always doing your calculations, itemizing versus the standard deduction, and taking whichever method works out best. Well, this year, in 2018, when you file your taxes at the end of the year, next January, February, you will probably find most of your tax advisors and our clients alike will be hearing you no longer have to keep track of your charitable donations, your property taxes on your home, your mortgage interest on your home, your medical deductions, because the standard deduction has gone up so high, they're no longer consequential. It's irrelevant. They're not high enough to get over what the government's giving you in the standard deduction already. It's actually good news. A lot of people think it's not, but it's actually good news. So when you do your taxes this year, you'll see the difference, and it may be the last time you'll be itemizing for many, many years, or maybe ever again. The other thing is, if you take personal exemptions, it will change your tax strategies slightly, because tax exemptions were opportunities for us. The more family members, the more write-offs we got just by having more dependents. And that benefit is basically gone. So you will find a tax strategy changing next year based on the dependents also. Now let me give you an example with some of these standard deduction versus itemized, etc. Different scenarios. First, let's say you're single. Let's say you have no children. As a general guideline, the standard deduction 2017 was $6,300 roughly. It was $6,350 actually. And it now for 2018 just doubled to nearly doubled to $12,000 even. The personal exemptions, and again, in this example, you're single, no children. So you had one personal exemption because one household family member. Your personal exemption last year in 2017 would be an additional $4,050 write-off or deduction from income. So your total deduction for income, those two combined, last year, 2017, would be $10,400 reduced from your income, the remainder of which would be taxable. For 2018, the standard deduction doubled to $12,000. There is no personal exemption anymore. But still, last year in this example, you're single with no children. Last year, you only exempted to $10,400 from your income was reduced. This year, 2018, $12,000 gets reduced from your income, and only the remainder is taxable. So you still win. You're ahead of the game. Now, married filing jointly, let's say with no children, for an example, we get into different scenario. Married filing jointly with no children, 2017, standard deduction, $12,700. 2018, standard deduction, $24,000. Again, nearly doubled. But what about those personal exemptions? $4,050 per person. In this example, you're married, filing jointly, no children. You have two personal exemptions. 2017, $4,050 each. That's $8,100 on top of the $12,700, right? So it's $20,800 in 2017 that doesn't count of your income. But 2018, even though you lose personal exemptions, you only had 2 personal exemptions. So your standard deduction went up to $24,000. Last year was only $20,800. You win. You're ahead of the game. In the next segment, I'll touch on the married filing jointly with children, and that does change the situation slightly. This section, when I look at married filing jointly with 2 children, is where we get to the line of the break-even point. And this is the break-even point. Married filing jointly with 2 children, standard deduction in 2017, $12,700. Standard deduction in 2018, $24,000. Here's the big difference though. 2017 personal exemptions, 4 personal exemptions now. $4,050 a piece times 4, you're talking a big difference, $16,200, in addition to the $12,700 standard deduction. That's big, right? Because you get to exempt $30,900 from your income before any of the remainder is taxed in 2017. In 2018, it's $24,000 and some other benefit because of what? That child tax credit. So it would only be $24,000 as opposed to last year's $30,900, but we get a child tax credit for each of the 2 children if they're under age 17. And that child tax credit is $2,000 for each one of them this year. So that's $4,000 total. That is a new tax break of $28,000, and that can help totally offset the tax difference from losing the personal exemptions, because that tax credit is truly a credit, not a deduction from income. So it's a $24,000 standard deduction and a $4,000 tax credit, which should help immensely. And that's how it will look, and also where your break-even period would be for 2018. 3 children and beyond, or children over age 17, we may go into the negative and not be positive on this tax law change with the standard deduction. Remember, it only takes 5 minutes to improve your financial well-being. Check back soon for more 5-Minute Financials with Jack Driscoll.